All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Whitney Leavitt here to talk all about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We are super excited. As you know, I mean, the show has taken the world by storm, including us. I binge watched all 10 episodes in one day 2 weeks ago. So
you go, girl.
Yeah,
wow,
and I think I think a lot of people are in the same boat, you know.
It took me 3. But I think if I didn't have anything, like if I wasn't like scheduled for stuff, then I would have been like, absolutely. Yeah. It's an easy binger for sure.
So you watched it all back?
Oh yeah, I did. I'm watching it with you guys. So I immediately when it comes out, I stayed up because it came out at 10 p.m. Utah time. Yeah. I stayed up to like 3 a.m. I think I got through like the first like 4 episodes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because it is one of those shows that I do think people really clear their schedule and they know it's coming out because all the episodes come out at once that it's like, oh, a Friday, like
we got to be on top of it.
I will not be doing anything this weekend.
Right.
And I did feel like everybody was like that. Everyone watched it so fast. I also binged it like a day and a half.
Everyone's like clear your schedules because the thing is with this show and how popular it is now, if you miss the premiere, you're seeing everything on TikTok. You're seeing it unfold on Instagram. All, the girls are fighting publicly and it's like, we need
You're feeling left behind.
Right. So it's like, did we miss a chapter?
No, sometimes I really feel that way. I mean, the first season, I definitely felt that way because I was like late to watching and I'm like, I missed everything here. So I was happy to be a little bit earlier this time around. How's it been rewatching? I mean, I am shocked but not shocked that you watch all the episodes.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have to know what other people were saying. I got to be like prepared for like, the public like perception of whatever was shown. I mean, it's good and bad. I watch it and I'll watch a conversation because you have to remember conversations could be hours long. And then when I watch it, it's cut down into minutes and you're like, oh, like, that's what they used out of that conversation.
Right. Well, we spoke for 45 minutes and that 30 seconds is
they got
really
the FU part in for sure.
Do you feel inclined, like I feel like a lot of you do, to get online and kind of clear the air on some things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's human nature to want to defend ourselves, but there's only so much that we can because then there's the next season. Yeah. So it's hard. You kind of just got to like let go because you can't fully be in control of that.
Right.
Yeah.
The second season was really very different for you compared to the first season.
It was. Thank God I was pregnant.
Yeah. I was going to say, how did it feel like as it came out? Were you really nervous for the second season to come out because you're like, it can't go like the first season?
Honestly, I'm like, the first season was so bad that I was like, whatever. Like, it can't get any worse than I put it. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe season 3, I don't know.
You're like, it can't possibly, right?
And honestly, like, I was so exhausted. Like, I was literally about to birth a baby. And then right after, when you have kids and newborns, like, they're getting up so much in the night, I was so tired. Yeah. Which I guess, blessing in disguise because it made me mellow out a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. And then your focus is on something totally different.
So
you're like, I guess I can't.
I'm like, remind me what's going on again.
Yes.
It was nice.
What was kind of like your thought process at the beginning going into it and when you were like, I want to try and make amends, like I want to be in the MomTok group.
Yeah. I love that. Like,
vote
me back.
Will she be in MomTok?
I have to show you this
Literal
video
vote
I
me
made
back.
today because I think it's so funny. I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, sneak peek.
Okay, so we're in the drafts.
Okay, so it says my political campaign to get back in MomTok.
See, that's why you guys all play into, that
you have
to.
Well,
I mean, it makes sense. You guys were MomTok. That's where it came from.
That was an insane moment, and it did truly feel like it was like 7th grade school president, like putting up posters in the hallway. Like,
well,
okay,
I said it as a joke.
Whitney back in?
I said it as a joke is because I needed like a group validation to say like, hey, like you're back.
Right.
But I was like, already back? Like,
it was like you filmed the entire show.
Yes, exactly.
You were in every episode.
Yeah. The voting thing was so cringe. And then at the end, I was like, well, that was like a half-ass vote. Taylor was like, you can come back, but like, I want nothing to do with you. And then Michaela's like, well, we already know where I stand. I was like, okay, I don't know if you guys want me here.
Am I back in MomTok?
You're like, I could just
be on MomTok anyway.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more about being a part of the group, you know? I think
Yes.
people, they're like, what is MomTok? And MomTok isn't just TikToks, guys.
I don't even know what it is.
But you're taking on a whole new life,
MomTok is a lifestyle.
That's what we when we were talking about the show, we were joking. It was like, you know, MomTok has now just become code for like being in this group of friends and just like, and you know, obviously everything that comes with it. Now there's so many opportunities and being on the show and everything.
Well, and it used to be just like friends getting together.
Right.
But now business is in the mix of it. Yep. So it's like, well, you're not my friend, then you're clearly still my coworker.
Right.
You know?
That is true.
That is true. There, you do have to kind of get along.
People may have thought that the Bake Off was like more of like a slower point in the season. For me, I was very interested. I was very interested.
Yeah.
How did you feel watching Michaela talk about the rating for, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I was unbothered by it, but wait, did she beat me? I can't even remember.
She did slightly, and she was like, I would never be able to live it down if Whitney beat me.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll have another little competition.
Yeah,
maybe
just one-on-one.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that friendship is just...
Yeah, like they're watching season 2. It's like, honestly, like I forgot how like cruel she was to me during that time and just like so incredibly unwarranted. And so watching back, I mean, I wish that I had said more, but I think that I also like, of course I was pregnant and then postpartum, but I'd be lying if I didn't say like there was also this fear where I'm like, well, I don't want to be the bad guy again.
Yeah.
So Michaela may have found her voice, but I actually felt like I lost it a little bit season 2. And yeah, because it was hard and it sucked and I wanted to be accepted. I wanted like the validation to be back in this group for just the stupidest of things that I did season 1. But
do you think that's why, like, what's Michaela? I can't even really pinpoint it exactly. Like, what's her biggest issue with
what's her
you?
deal?
Yeah, like, it's like, I know there's obviously the things from the first season, but it almost feels like maybe there's more to it.
Yeah, I think watching season 2, I mean, something that people don't know is like me, Michaela, and Macy, before we even started filming, like, you know, naturally in a group, you're going to gravitate towards people and have really strong relationships. So it was me, Macy, and Michaela, like bestest of friends. So I think she just hurt more because of the past. Like she clearly cared with the friendship that we did have.
Yeah.
Which doesn't justify, I don't think, I hope not, to like how she treated me, because it was just completely ridiculous. And I think she knows that now. But I don't think it was one thing. And I was trying to figure out what that one thing was. Right. I think it's a cumulative of things. And maybe it's even other things that are going on in her personal life. And like I just turned out to be the punching bag of those things. That's the perspective I like to have with it because it hurts less. But yeah, I don't think it was just one thing. I think it's a lot of things.
Yeah. I feel like you mentioned, you know, in a big group of women, you're naturally going to gravitate towards others. So it's kind of hard to keep up right now, like who is best friends with who and who's getting along better than the others. And we sort of see Taylor talk about you, like, you know, letting you back in MomTok or whatever. And then towards the end of the season, we see the girls fighting with Taylor, specifically Demi.
Yeah.
How did you feel in that moment where you like, who should I stand up for right now?
Yeah, there's definitely more context to that story. Because again, you are only seeing a couple minutes. So like, I still stand by like me, like, I guess essentially it made it look like I was siding with Demi. But I mean, she left and I stayed there, like sitting on the couch with everyone. But yeah, I love the comments where people are like, Taylor was the only one that voted for you, and then you did. I was like, well, first of all, like I don't owe her anything. Like if she does me wrong, like that doesn't mean I'm like, yes, queen, like whatever you say. Like that's just not my personality. But no, me and Demi are really close right now, and I feel like we just had a lot to relate on. It's hard. It sucks when you're ostracized and like put on an island. And
do you think, like, because I know people, obviously they've seen your TikToks with Jimmy, so they're like, oh my God, of course these two have teamed up. Like,
I know.
Do you think that you have like there is a sweet spot for her because she is kind of the one that's getting the full villain side of now the second season?
Well, what we didn't get to see is like that relationship for filming season 2 was slowly like building over time. Like it wasn't like, oh, she's the villain, like now we're the bestest of friends. Like we were already growing that relationship. But then of course like even grew even stronger where I was like, dude, like you're not alone in this. Like it sucks. Like nobody should kick you when you're down. And I think she also realizes, you know, where she did go wrong in season 2. But yeah.
Because I think it proposes the question for Demi, where how was she treating you prior to season 2 filming? Because now I think people wonder, like, is she using the friendship just because you know what it's like to go through that thing? And she's like, oh, well, then I'll lean on Whitney because of the villain, you know, situation or arc. Did you feel that way? Or like you said, you kind of were forming that friendship pre even anybody turning against Demi?
I think I wanted to be the person that I wanted during season 1. And I think everyone, since I was like the villain of season 1, everyone was very hesitant to get close to me. Demi was too. Yeah. And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be like, well, I'm not going to get close to you just because you're in this reality world pinned as like the bad guy. Like, I don't care. Like, you're a great person. We have so much fun together. Who the fuck cares? Let's go have a good time. You know?
Because you know her personally rather than
great.
on TV.
Exactly.
And you sort of wish people were just treating you the way that they knew you rather than
I
how
wish
the
I would have
audience
had that.
was treating you.
Yeah, or even just like, let's sit down and have a conversation about what happened. Right. Which weren't big things. I unfollowed people. I said I'm leaving and I didn't show up to an event. And I didn't show up to an event because I really wasn't in a good mental space. It's the double standard in the group where I'm still trying to like make sense of it, because when Jen stepped away for her mental space, like it was accepted. But then when I wanted to, it wasn't accepted.
Well, I was going to bring up Jen and ask, because it kind of felt like originally it maybe wasn't accepted as much. Like we saw a little bit of hesitation from the group and kind of like prejudgment. And, you know, she didn't want you to tell anybody what she was going through. So, which is, you know, respectful of you to not really share her story if she doesn't want, but then also putting you in a spot where you're like, okay, well, they're sort of judging her and being harsh in this moment, but I don't want to tell what she's going through if they don't want to know.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. I guess just like in my own mind, it seems like it felt like living it that was more accepted than when I did. And even after the show came out, where it was like people accepted it and then vice versa, which is, you know,
why do you think that Demi and Jesse were kind of like did not really give Jen a lot of that space, I guess, at the beginning of trying to like figure out if she's okay or she's going to take a step back?
Yeah. Well, I think she has a habit of lying and they were catching her on these lies. And so I think they were just like skeptical. Like, oh, does she not really want to have a conversation with us? But then obviously once they like were really able to talk to her and see what she was going through, they were like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry.
Are there things like watching that you're like, oh my God, like Vanderpump Villa? Like, are you like, what do you wish you were there or like not?
Hell no. Thank God I wasn't there. No, I'm so happy I did not go to that trip. I'm like, keep me out of that drama as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a lot right now.
It is.
Because I feel like it's a he said, she said situation. How do you feel about it? You just like, keep me out of this, or do you have an opinion?
I'm like, keep me out of it, but like, tell me what's going on. I'm like, what? Like, really?
Have you met Marciano, or do you just have you?
I've never met him. He clearly loves attention, as do I. But I think he goes about it a little bit of the wrong way.
Right. Yeah. Like he's like posting messages from Demi. And,
I think that. He's a very interesting guy. From other people that have met him in person and from the other women that actually went to the villa, like hearing what they have to say about him. I'm excited for the next junket, for the next 10 episodes to come, because so many of those questions are going to be answered. Right. Like, so all of, like the skepticism that's happening online, I'm like, oh, that's going to be answered.
Right.
Like,
I mean, they hit us with a strong to be continued.
It was a strong.
And now we're like, when is the release date?
Girl, I want to know. Yeah. I'm hoping that they announce it soon.
I think it's going to come soon. I mean, you would know better than I, but I mean, the last one was in September. Was that the first season?
You're right. First season was September.
And so this was a pretty quick turnaround if we're talking seasons of reality TV. Sometimes it could take a year or so.
No, I think for sure the fall. I think for sure this fall, but I just like don't know when exactly.
Right, exactly. Very exciting. Is there like a big group chat happening right now, or are there separate small little group chats where people are talking about the drama?
I know that there's one group chat that Demi and I are in.
Ooh.
Tea. Yeah. And then I know that, there's little group chats there too.
You were just away with Jesse.
Yes.
And we talked very, very briefly before we started the interview how you were saying you guys can both kind of put aside what's going on and sort of just like have a good time, promote the show, and do that.
Yeah, she's a very business oriented woman. I mean, look at like the business that she's been able to grow. And I kind of just like took her lead, and like I wanted to have a good time. Like this is incredible. We're here in Amsterdam, we're here in London, like let's just have some fun, and that's exactly what we did.
Do you know where her and Demi stand right now, or?
I think I don't talk to it with Jessie, and I know that she can like confide in other women about it because I'm really close with Demi. Yeah. But I know that like they can be cordial. Yeah. Like they're following each other again on social media. Yeah. Do I think that it will ever be what it was? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. There's hope. You never know.
Did it seem, was it as harsh as it seemed when we watched it? Because obviously there was like, we saw the comment about her business, of course. And then, the don't go there for these certain things. Yeah. And then also the comment of like, I'll take more money if Jesse's not on the show. Yeah. Was it really kind of that harsh? Because that felt, I was like, ooh, doesn't come across great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's more context to that maybe won't seem so harsh. Right. But I wasn't there because I didn't even know if I was going to come back season 2. So I was in Delululand, and this is like what I've heard. And they're all like having conversation about the contract. And it sounds like they agreed to something. And then Jessie was the one that didn't agree to it. So then like Demi was upset about that. And then...
Right.
So was it? So she didn't go about it appropriately.
So So was it talked that Jessie would potentially not be coming back?
I don't think from all of the women.
Okay.
But I think like Demi, I don't know if it was casually said, but it was just like, well, then Demi or then Jessie doesn't get to be on the show or something like that. Right. I don't know, but it wasn't just Demi that was having conversation about the contract for the next season.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there was multiple women involved, but unfortunately, Demi, was
I think it was
under a microscope for
her best friend.
It is her best friend. Yeah. And at the time when that conversations were happening, they were best friends.
Right. See, this is what I mean. Everyone like kind of swaps best friends all the time.
I know, it's weird.
It's like hard to keep up with.
It is. Were you there for the pregnancy roulette?
Yes, I was there.
What was it like being in the room? Because watching it was honestly heartbreaking. Yeah. And I was like, I can't believe they're about to do this.
I know. It really sucked. Like, I felt for Demi so much in that moment. But I also felt for Macy and Michaela because it's like, well, shit. Like, now, like, do we get to be excited? But then, because here's someone who's like, what are the chances? Picked up the one positive, which is what she's been wanting to experience, wanting to pick up. So it was a disaster all around.
Yeah, that whole thing, as soon as it started, I mean, Demi was like, guys, this is really triggering for me. And then it continued. And I was like, why is this happening right now? Like,
we should have I just don't think anybody was really thinking.
Yeah.
We should have just
and also it's like there were surprise like you guys didn't know. You didn't, and so it's like you really didn't know, and obviously Layla didn't know that either. Yeah. This is just like my own personal theory from watching.
Let's hear it, girl.
But I do feel like I think it is kind of like in those moments it's seen, but I think it kind of flies under the radar that Demi is in this group.
Yeah.
Where I mean, everyone's having babies. Yeah. And it's like, it feels like it's like between the first and second season, it was like pregnancy is all over the place.
Yeah.
And it must be really, really hard for her.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, she doesn't necessarily talk about it openly as much, but I feel like it maybe manifests in different ways in some of these other quarrels she has with some of the other girls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it must be like, as much as she's like, no, I'm so happy for you, it's like inside it must still be
like
really
I want
hard.
This for me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's that's
a great observation. And I think it just tells that like you never really know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
So are you currently filming or has...
We just finished.
Okay, wow.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Holy hell.
Is it crazy too that it's like it's
I'm like,
expanding?
tell me
I know.
everything.
Well, that's why, like, I can say, like, all those questions, like,
we get answers.
Yeah, you're gonna get answers. Yeah,
It's just a
I
waiting
can't wait
game.
for everyone.
And when you film that, like, you finish filming, is it like a wow, we just filmed the finale?
It's hard because I wasn't in that finale. Like, I
Right,
heard
right,
about
right.
it, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like,
So
no.
I guess you
dramatic
don't
sit down.
know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I have
We
no
don't know.
idea. Yeah, we'll find out together.
Yeah.
What's like? This is gonna sound like a silly question, I think. But when you guys are actually all together, how many TikToks are really being made now? You know,
Good question.
Like,
Honestly, it's a lot. It's
Is
a lot
it?
of TikToks. And it's hard because, like, I'm like, every time we do it, I'm like, we need like a system because there's so many of us. There is 9 of us.
Yeah.
And all of us have platforms. All of us have ideas that we want to break out. And there's not a lot of time because then we're also filming.
Right.
So I'm like, we need like a schedule of like, this person gets this block, this person gets this block. Because it's always like, come over here and do this. It's pure chaos right now lately. But it's fun.
What's like? I'm so intrigued by like the business side of it because I'm sure there are brands that are like, hey, we want you and you, or we want you and you, and then it's like, do you have those conversations one-on-one with the girls, or like, hey, I actually need so and so to come over today because this brand wants us to do this together? Like, what's that like?
That's definitely delegated with our representation.
Okay.
More so than individually.
Yeah.
Like, we want to make sure it's fair. We want to make sure we're on the same page. But I actually don't do a lot of those.
Yeah.
I mainly just like, let me just stick with myself.
You're twerking on the Empire State
on the
Building.
tables. Yeah, there you go. Because
Love
that
it.
scares me. Like, it's hard when you mix, especially like in this world, like when you mix business together. And then I'm like, as I'm saying that, I'm like already thinking of like, I'm about to like kind of go into business with someone else. I'm like, oh my gosh, retract my words.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Yeah,
That's
gonna be
that's
hard.
a big step.
yeah.
It is.
Can you
Yes.
tease a little bit about what that is?
Ooh,
Yeah.
can I? I don't think I can.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's gonna be really exciting.
Good.
Probably, obviously, it's not gonna be in this next junket. It will be in the next one.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
we're obviously completely locked in.
Right.
There's such a close analysis of everyone's relationships, and I know like you, Jen has had her marriage picked apart, and other people have had that as well, or now obviously me and the whatever Vanderpump Villa of it all. But what's it like kind of like having those conversations with your husband of like, we're a united front, like when we film together, like all these things? It always feels like you guys are on solid ground.
Oh, Connor and I?
Yes.
Yeah. It's taken a long time to, you guys are, newly married. Hey,
Yes.
welcome to the club. Yeah. The more that you're married, through the years that you go, like the more and more I just learn communication is key.
Yeah.
Communicate, because I can say something and then you could take it a completely different way.
Right.
And then that's when chaos happens. So we communicate like crazy.
Yeah.
It's taken a long time to get there.
I was going to say,
Lots of
because there's a
therapy.
big difference from the first season and the second season.
absolutely.
Watching you guys on the second season, I was like, they're on the same page.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we are, and we talk all the time. We want to make sure, like, something that Connor does so well is like, okay, like I'll say something, it's like, okay, well, this is what I'm hearing. Like, is that, like, am I understanding that right? Like, just conversations, communication. So yeah, I'm like, we're on the same page.
It's good to be on the same page, especially like Fran said, when we're all overanalyzing everybody's relationships. There's rumors being spread. I mean, we saw that with Demi as well, and it's like,
Jess, I mean,
and
everybody.
how do you, right, of course, and how do you handle sort of, is this a rumor or does this have any
real?
meat to it? Because it's been proven that there has been. I think Taylor brought that up, and that was kind of like a soft spot.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, even the whole Tinder scandal that happened with Connor, like, I thought that was just a rumor. So there's a perfect example.
Right.
But there was more to that rumor, obviously. And maybe that's the same thing for Villa. Like, we'll find out.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm also waiting to find out.
I'm just going to keep saying that.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
I mean, the way that you're teasing the Villa stuff, I'm like, this is juicy. But
no,
like,
I just can't
what
wait
we're
for some
seeing right
answers.
now every day, I'm like, oh, this is bad. Oh no, this is juicy. Oh, what's happening? Like, I don't know how to feel
I
about
honestly
what's coming
think-
out about the Marciano stuff.
I honestly think it's going to be like a season that nobody's seen yet. Like 1 and 2, I feel like we're so different, as is this season. And wow.
What are your thoughts on Taylor kind of being like, I share everything and you got like, maybe she feels like everybody else doesn't share as much as she does.
Yeah.
/ her being like the leader of MomTok.
Well, I'm going to say there's a difference between a leader and a star. I think that Taylor's definitely the star of the show. I mean, anyone could say that. And she does. And I love that about her. She willingly shares her life with everyone. But like, as far as leader, no. Like, I honestly feel like lately it's been a little bit more of Jessie. Like, Jessie's been like, just like how she presents herself and has conversations. And like, even I felt like with me season 1, like, before we filmed the season, Taylor kind of went away and I kind of took control of like, let's get together and keep making videos and blah, 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 blah. So I'd say star for sure.
Yeah.
But like Taylor's not one to like get the group together.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So
She's
there's
not like
a difference
writing in the group chat like, hey guys, like I'll just come over tonight.
No.
You would say Jessie's more like, hey, do we all want to get together at someone's house?
Yeah, like I'd say Jessie, and I would say either me or Jessie.
Yeah.
Probably would be more likely to do something like that. I even did do that. I even did do that after we filmed that. I mean, not everyone wanted to get together. That was pretty a rough time, maybe too soon.
Right.
But yeah, I would say like me and Jessie are more likely to do something like that. Like kind of just like if no one's going to step up and like coordinate this, then like we naturally will. But yeah, Taylor's clearly the star of the show. I think we like need to distinguish the differences.
Right. No, that is actually very true. I do think that makes a lot of sense because she is a reality TV star.
She doesn't want to be the leader. She doesn't want to. Like she's like, I've got so much shit going on in my own life. Like I can't coordinate a group of women to get together.
But we all want to watch whatever she decides to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
When you do coordinate like a dinner, group, hang, whatever it is, and somebody's kind of like, no, I don't want to be there. Is it immediate judgment? Sort of like, you know, what you were going through, Jen was going through, and maybe they're going through something, or they just straight up don't want to be there and they're like, no, I don't want to come.
Oh gosh. Nobody's like really done that yet.
Like, waiting for the day for someone to be honest and be like, I just don't want to be there, guys.
Well, trust me, there's plenty of things where I'm like, oh, well, yeah, like even Macy's event, like I did not want to be in there. I was not in a good headspace to even have those conversations that I know the women wanted to have. But no, like nobody's been like, nah, like
I'm busy.
I mean, when I wanted to get together after we filmed season 2, I think just emotions were still heightened at the time.
So it didn't happen.
So it didn't happen.
Ooh.
No. Yeah. But I really wanted it to. And like I feel like we need like a reset.
Right.
Because we haven't been meeting enough outside of filming.
Right. Yeah.
Like I wanted that. Like can we like reconvene? I feel like everyone's having misconceptions.
Yeah, right. It's like let's talk about the cameras for
because
first time in
emotions
months.
are naturally heightened when you're filming. And so I'm like, can we like take a breather and like a Xanax and all get together and like kumbaya. Yeah.
And the producers are like, thank God they
like,
didn't do that.
No,
They're like, I'm really glad everyone said no because we saved it for the cameras.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah.
Who from the cast are you like most likely to set up play dates with, like, for your kids?
Demi, for sure. Yeah. And Demi, Maud, her little girl, she's like she's such a mommy. Like, she wants to be a mommy to all of the kids, like, hold my little baby. Like, yeah, Demi for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Well, we're, like we said, we cannot wait.
We can't wait
to see more, hear more, watch more. Honestly, follow along online because there's always more coming out online.
Yes. I know. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Locked in. Like, we all just want to know what's going on all the time. It's like we wish we had a feed on you guys because now we have to wait. But we'll be good and we'll wait and we'll stop asking questions because we're going to just try to get it all out of you.
I love it.
And if you haven't watched the second season, get out from under your rock and watch. Because like you said, you're doing international press now. Like everyone's watching this show.
It's insane. Jesse and I were in Amsterdam and we were getting stopped in Amsterdam. I'm like, this is insane.
Crazy.
Like
that is so cool.
It's surreal.
Yeah.
You're like, this is really cool, but at the same time, everybody knows everything about my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I promise I'm a good person.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, like I said, I'm sure everyone is watching. We can't wait to watch to see. And of course, make sure you're following everything online that you're doing.
Yes. Follow MomTok.
Instagram, TikTok, all the talkers. All the mom talkers.
You gotta follow along. Thank you so much,
Thanks
Whitney.
so much, Whitney.
I appreciate it. Thank you.